To set up your profile in Canvas so that it works for you, you need to put a little bit of thought into it. So come over here and click on Profile and just double check that your time zone is correct because that will affect your due dates and how everything works. But what I wanted to show you was the communication preferences. You can set Canvas up to communicate with you as much or as little as you would like to. But there are certain things that you need to do correctly so that you don't get too many messages and miss the important ones. And I wanted to show you which ones that I think are important. So new announcements are very important. And I also want to make sure that they're being sent to an email address that I check. So if my email address with Canvas is my college one, then perhaps I want to change that. Or if I don't ever check email, but I do check my text messages, then I want it to text myself for the important announcements. So you can set up your cell phone right here under Add Contact Method, put in your number and your carrier. Or if you wanted to add another email address, you can put another email address in here. So add email address. You'll have multiple ones. And you can have Canvas contact you at one of those places or at all of those places. So here I have email me at this address right away. And I'm not going to make everything right away. But for announcements, if the teacher's putting announcements up and I know that the teacher isn't going to do that 20 times a day, I probably want a text because it might be important. So I'll also go in and say text myself, and now it's going to ask you which number, because you can have multiple ones, or you can put the number in at that point. Okay. For calendar changes in this course, if something does change, then I'll put it up as an announcement. Changes to course pages, that one I would suggest leaving as never or even a weekly summary if you just don't want to miss it. But those types of things, if they're important, they'll come as an announcement or an email. For new topics, again, either never or a weekly summary. For topics I've commented on, if I'm engaged in a discussion, I would want that. So, but I don't want a lot. So maybe, people are putting things in a lot. Maybe just once a day would be enough. And so the other ones that are important are course grading alerts. So if something that I've done gets graded, I like to know immediately because I like to know what my grade is. For new invitations, could I be invited to a group? Well, I don't actually want that as never. Maybe daily. That could go in my daily summary. For new email messages, that is one that you want to be right away. And you want that to go to as many places as possible. For comments on assignment submissions, you turn something in and I can't read it, I can't access it, I'll put a comment in there instead of grading it. You definitely want that to be right away. The other things you can decide for yourself if you want it to be never a weekly summary or a daily summary, but the ones that I've said, the assignment submissions, messages from students, email messages, course grading alert, and announcements. Those are the ones that I suggest that you put in as right away so that you get the important things that are going on. And if you find that you're getting too many or too few announcements and messages, then you can always come back in and change